Right, we've had too many sad episodes of Titus Pétange, so we're going to have an happy episode today. 15th of April, 2028, just about to lift the Luxembourg League title. It's been a pretty dominating season. Let's have a look at the schedule. Mostly need to concentrate on 11-1 against Rodange. Now, this scoreline doesn't usually come about that much. I'm not going to watch the goals because we've got something else to watch. But the goal scorers. Alexandre Jose scored 5 times in this game. And I need to go back to it. Jordan Mendoza scored once. Zolakia scored. Giardino scored twice. Frigerio scored once. And Rocky scored at the end in the 87th minute to make an 11-1 scoreline. So that's the power that we have against certain other Luxembourg teams. There's also an 8-0 in here, a 7-1, a 7-0. So the gap is widening in terms of the range between the top and the bottom of the league. I must congratulate Jeunesse d'Esch and Folesh for trying to keep up with us. Jeunesse d'Esch more outsourcing players. Folesh investment into our second string side, essentially. When they're not good enough for us, Folesh will be like, yeah, we can take this person off your hands. I think like most of their first team players will be my old players. Hartman is one of my old players. Hack's one of my old players. Mosen's one of my old players. Flavio Jose is one of my old players. You get the drift. You catch the drift. I think Erinaldo also used to play for us. Yep. And there's a lot there from Titus Pétange. We did really well in the Europa League. Let's have a look at the group stages first. Group stage. Okay, all groups. You can see that we actually qualified. We were second in the group and had the same points as Fenerbahce, although like when we played Fenerbahce, they were clearly better than us. So I wasn't expecting much. And I think we got a bit more than what I expected. Titus Pétange did really well against Sparta Prague. 6-2 on aggregate. And then second knockout round, we just couldn't find enough against Dynamo Kiev. So, schedule-wise, this is the game that I really want to show you. 5-0 against Sparta Prague. I was stunned watching this because it was a fairly even game, but we just turned up goal-scoring-wise. Not usually the case. Lethal this time around. And the amount of money that this has generated for the club is pretty good in comparison to what we could have had in the group stage of the Champions League. It's not as great, of course, but it'll do for this season. We've definitely got enough money covering all the installments on the player transfers. Whilst you're watching these, a bit more money going out of the club. Training facilities upgraded, £1.84 million that cost. And there's a new contract for me. That's nice. And there's a Continental Pro license completed. So I've completed all my licenses. How good is that? All that news is done. You've watched the goals. Now we need to talk about the transfers. There's a lot of transfers. When were we here last? Let's just check. Was it the Olympiacos game? It must have been Olympiacos 25th of August in 2027. So that's where we're going. 25th of August. So it starts there. 25th of August. Yes. Okay, so a few to go through. We have the Serbian Lazar Beljic, who I thought was going to be an awesome player. Put a lot of money into this player, £700,000. He's just dropped his potential over the last month or so, from 5 stars to 4.5 stars to 4 stars. So maybe he's not all it. £700,000. Luis Garcia. Just the biggest dud probably of the entire save so far, because it was just a lack of information being taken in. It was maximum potential. at a certain point. I did sign him up. He was fairly cheap. I think he came on a free transfer. Yes. But even if he had 5 stars, he wouldn't have been any good anyway because he was 5'10". And I would never have put a 5'10" goalkeeper in my net. So that's just a big problem for me. I didn't concentrate enough on that one. And then maybe this transfer actually kicked me up the arse a little bit, because from then on, we did some big signings. And let's just go for it. We got Nenad Petrovic, Croatian 5-star potential. You'll see a lot of 5-star potentials. That was £400,000. The wonderfully named Giovanni Donk comes in, another centre-back. A few centre-backs signed up at £825,000. Cesar Tesic, a player that we've been keeping an eye on for a long time, finally coming in. I think if we'd waited any longer, he would probably be well out of our price range. So that was agreed at 1.6 million. A lot of installments once again. So we're kind of hedging our bets on keeping it going for a few seasons, like the European adventures. Hopefully we can get into the group stage of the Champions League. I've essentially pushed our problem from this season to next season. Like, if we don't get to the group stage of the Champions League next season, then I start to worry. Eric Villagran, who was a Guatemalan central midfielder, he has dropped a little bit on potential, but because he was so cheap in general, and he's got a great wheel for someone so cheap, with a fee of £130,000, even if he doesn't turn out to be like a world beater, there's still a lot of profit in there for us. This is a lovely signing. From Colombia, we're talking Atletico Nacional. This is Milton Paez, and his potential's gone down. Jesus Christ. 925,000. So, are they great signings after all? I don't know. George Burns is probably going to be like a stopgap because we are selling Inigo, okay? That will happen in the summer. It's already confirmed to happen in the summer. George Burns is a stopgap. We've already confirmed for a later transfer a Serbian goalkeeper who's 16 who can't actually come to the country yet. So George Burns was a hefty £1.2 million. And looking at it, it's probably not a good signing. But there you go. Especially when I completely didn't check that Yaya was actually developing quite nicely there as our second choice. And then we got Hernan S. Bindola, who is a Uruguayan. I was going to say Argentine then. Uruguayan fullback, and he looks the business. He does look the business. Keep an eye on him. £550,000. So wingbacks looks like one of our strongest positions at the moment. And then forwards are obviously very expansive at the moment. There's a lot of forwards that could do some damage. Right, on the other side, Anani was loaned out. So was Dumitrescu. He's been loaned out all season. Hartman has gone for 60k to Fola Esch. And then we got Stefan Blair, who was sold to Sibnik for £105,000. Kasper Langer, he was sold to Vela for £40,000. Matthias Varga Nilsson, he was sold to Kongsvinger for 40k. Josh Hewitt goes to Queen's Park Rangers for £250,000. Pretty nice sale there. Jordan Mendoza has gone to Independiente da Valle. 475k. That's a nice transfer. Good player, but definitely had reached his peak. Christian Perez out on loan. He really wanted a loan. And I think it's doing him some real good stuff on the mentals especially. Just nice to see him improve. Carlos Cesar. A bit disappointing in this player. I thought I was going to get the world with him. Thought he was going to turn into like a fantastic winger for us. Didn't even like make it natural in mid left or attacking mid left before getting sold to whatever this team is. Coritiba, maybe. Coritiba, yeah, good call, Curtis. Where have we got? Yes, Ludamor Costa Perez went to Corinthians. Wow. I mean, it's a great signing for Corinthians. I'm sure he'll spend a lot of very fun days at that club. Sad for us, and the fans were really, really devastated. It's 275k for him. But yeah, again, he'd hit his wall, and with the midfielders that we were getting, the Jose's of this world, the Alexandre Jose's, and the Guatemalan player, and just players that could potentially push us a little bit further. It was his time to move on. It was his time to move on. Wish I could have got a little bit more for him. 275,000 is just a tad on the cheap side, but his wages were kind of hefty, which they should be. He was like a key player for so long. Oliver Jeppesen goes to Fola Etch for 60k, and that's it. That's your transfers. Okay. Now, with all that out the way, we can enjoy this. And I still haven't sorted out the fucking logo pack. Oh my god. I have to apologise so much. I haven't sorted out the logo pack. I want to do that. I want to change this homepage up. This homepage has been the same all the way through. And of course, it's the same news repeating itself apart from this middle bit, which I kind of like. So I want, probably want the league table in here somewhere. Very nice. I want something like the medical center, or just an injury table. Team injuries. Could also have the promises. I don't think we need an inbox. There's an inbox tab for that. We don't need available jobs. I don't want to go to another job yet until we really push Luxembourg on. Pending transfers, I'm fine. We've got a tab for that. Scouting center's fine. Team stats is a nice one to have. And promises. And then maybe training or training performance. So if you put training performance here. Very good. And then we put injuries. Team injuries here. Yeah, this looks better. This looks way more informative. Nice stuff. So that's with the quick pick. And I am not going to complain with it. That's the team to play Progress Niederkorn for us to win our 4th Luxembourg title. Whilst I've been at the club. I don't know how many they actually won. Oh no, they've only won 3 up to this point. They won the Cup de Luxembourg before I came in. Like, I've not touched anything with the Luxembourg Cup because they've got Luxembourg registration rules. You have to have a certain amount of Luxembourg players. That leaves us with a lot of greyed out players in the Luxembourg Cup. And we always get knocked out about the 3rd round, to be honest. I think we've only made the 4th round on like 2 occasions. Let's just settle in. There might be a lot of highlights here. We can make it very, very easy on ourselves. That is Giardino with a nice free header into an open net. Here's Progress Niederkorn 0. Titus Pétange 1. Another thing that I need to do and I need to remember is sorting out the kits. We've still only got 2 kits at this club. For a team that's slowly reaching the Champions League, kind of need to have 3 kits. It kind of needs to be a big deal. I just do an early praise. Keep them nice and happy. I think with all the signings that we did through the summer, we will have the upper edge, the upper hand on the teams that we might have in the qualification for the Champions League next year, because these guys will have been playing with one another for about 6 months, or training with one another for about 6 months, give or take, outside of the summer holidays. I think this season, at the start of this season, it was a problem for us that some of our players didn't have that understanding with one another. We were so close to getting into the Champions League. This could be a bit of a smashing. Zulaika with the second goal. I feel like we've got some really good forward momentum, though. Last couple of seasons, we've signed some really fucking good players up. You can see that. And not only that, with the performance of the team and the fact that we can put a bit more money into the scouting range as well, the actual scouting package that we've started to address, because that was really lacking behind. But because we've been able to start addressing that, we've been able to see more available players, including that Guatemalan centre mid, which we would never have been able to see beforehand. Unlucky Jose. And we'll get more quality players. We'll slowly be getting more quality players in. There's definitely been that difference in comparison to 2 seasons ago. Yeah, we might have a superstar here and there that pop up, but not at the quantity that we've seen them recently. And because the board, even these new owners, have been really, really relaxed and really supportive, throwing money at the cause. Nice, Villagran, nice. Villagran's been really good goal-scoring wise, to be honest. Even if he's dropped his potential a little bit, I'm still very happy with him. Yeah, these new owners have been just as supportive as the old owners. And if that continues to happen, then we will continue to put future installments on players and buy as many players as we need to buy to make this club very, very good. Or essentially Champions League group stage quality confirmed. I mean, 2 players went down there, so it could be a double penalty, essentially. Yeah. Who's stepping up for this? It is Zulaika with a nice finish to the top corner. And you know what? Progress United corner have surprised me a little bit. I thought this was going to be a really drawn-out game. I had to talk a little bit about the save, but it's not been a shit show, has it? It's not been a flurry of highlights. It's just been nice and steady. Because this is an away game, we might not actually be able to see the trophy lift, but you can envisage that. It's not like the most amazing spectacle anyway, but that is us confirmed as champions of Luxembourg for the 4th time. Let's just get the email. Have I miscalculated? 17. So that's 34 games in total. There's only 2 games left. But it would be... Okay, so it would be 3 for Jeunesse d'Esch. I guess they would be able to catch up. God damn, I've messed up the mathematics. What an absolute plonker. Just check. I think Jeunesse d'Esch play here, and they just about scrape through. So what's this? They are 5 points. Yeah, they're 5 points back. Damn, Curtis. You really have messed that one up, haven't you, pal? All right, well, I guess we play the home game. We have to play the home game. It's this recording going a little bit further than what we planned it to go. But it's on my back, it's on my shoulders. Is I to blame? A lot of teams trying to get Alexandre Jose, including... Oh no, it was Escalona who got the interest from Juventus. Oh, now that is a great sign that Escalona has a bit of potential about him. If Juventus are sniffing around, please don't let me talk. Finances weren't right. Yeah, 600 grand. No one's going to sign you for 600 grand, mate. And if they do, then I'm not going to stand in the way. Have to keep Yaya around. Yaya. Could be Jaya, actually. Oh, a Nani. Yeah. Jeunesse d'Esch can definitely take a Nani off our hands. He's been around for a little bit too long. He's been stinking up the place, to be honest. For the longest time, he was the 5-star potential, but I just knew about 3 years ago that he wasn't really going to make it. Just wasn't growing at the rate that you'd want a superstar to grow. All right. So it is 2 games for the price of 1. And we're only 21 minutes into the recording, I guess, so it's not been too bad. There we go. Kickoff. And let's see it. Absolutely nothing happening at the moment, but that's fine. I want to change the panels here as well. That needs to be a league table, and you got your latest scores. Well, Jeunesse d'Esch already played. I mean, it wouldn't matter if we just ping one in. Yeah. Frigerio. Free agent signing could have won us the league. Cheers. Still have my box of Reddies here after the lemon video. Not taken one. Feeling good. Albeit a bit blocked up. They have not played. We're playing just before them. Okay. Crush their souls, lads. Crush their souls. I expected Dudelange to be the top dogs. I thought that they were going to be the ones that pushed us hard. They have kind of faded into the distance, haven't they? A little bit. I think they're finishing 4th this time around. But they're not making the strides as the Esch clubs. Oh, I'll shut the fuck up. I'll shut up. It's Dennis Stumpf. Dennis Stumpf. He used to play for us. He used to be like one of our favourite players. That is one hell of a return. Hey. I remember that face. It's like a kid that you've nicked a sweet off a child. That's the kind of face that the child would pull. Dennis Stumpf. What a lad. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. I hope it doesn't mess up our title, but I am happy for him on his return to Titus Pétange, scoring against his previous club. He deserves that because he was one of our best players. Let's try and get that panel out the way. Now, fingers crossed. Oh my God, please Stumpf. Alright, that's taking the piss a little bit, isn't it? It's essentially the same move, isn't it? It's gone over the top of our defenders, and they've just scored from it. I might get a bit angry here. I don't usually get angry. It is reserved for very special moments. Stump could... Are you joking me? What the fuck is going on? What is going on? The league title's right there to grab. Durati's playing for them as well. Names from the past, coming back, flooding back. I mean, this was like 2-3 months ago now, so I'm sure you can excuse me on that. If we lose the fucking title because of Dennis Stumpf, who I really liked. Alright? It's fine for him to get a goal against us. It's not fine for him to fucking destroy our hopes and dreams of winning the title. Don't let it go to a third game. That I cannot be bothered to do. I won't do a shout. There's another key highlight on the way. Morel will play it to his wingback. Giardino long. That is onside. Ezra Escalona. Beautiful. Little dink over the goalkeeper to make it 2-2, and that's enough because of our far superior goal difference. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with making it 2-2 and keeping it 2-2. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare make Dennis Stumpf a bad guy in this series. To win the game, to get the 3 points. There's not going to be anyone up there for Dudelange. Villagran. 1-2. Round the corner. Giardino. Let's move the mouse out the way. Silvino João. Villagran. To the edge of the... But no one's there at the edge of the box. Stumpf is having a riot. Lino's one of our old players as well. Okay, Giardino. Flash it. Flash it across. And it's Frigerio again, the free agent who is going to win the league title for us. I mean, I don't see Dudelange scoring again, but it's not outside the realms of possibility that they'll score one. And they almost did it there, smashing the crossbar from the corner kick. I can't see them scoring twice. And totally, they've got an XG of 0.99, and that is including the 2 goals that they put in. Rodrigo Yori with a free kick that's just grazed the side netting. Inigo might have had it completely covered. Talking about covered, I think we've covered everything in this episode, because I feel like we have to have a little toilet trip rather soon. And I don't want to be messing about after the end of this game. So we'll watch the trophy lift. And then I will say my goodbyes. Could be a 4th. And that will wrap the title up. Frigerio plays it in. Low cross into Zalaika. 4-2. Full time. The title is ours. 4 goals. 4 titles. Nice symmetry in that, isn't there? And now we can actually see it. I wasn't planning on seeing this cutscene, but I got my mathematics wrong. So here we go. The lift, and I think it's Giardino who will lift the trophy for us. New captain because Costa Perez has moved on. That's the last title for Inigo. He was quality in the net. But he moves on, and we have to find a better goalkeeper than him. That's going to be a difficult moment. The number 10, who's the number 10? The number 10 did the cartwheel this time around. Who's the number 10 out of these lot? Come on, show me. Show me. Titus Pétange win the BGL League. Squad. I will happily run through to find the number 10. Oh. Be one of the forwards, won't it? Who's out here doing cartwheels? Who's out here bringing that vibe? Ezra Escalona. Absolute Donny. Okay. We have qualified for the Champions League. Our transfer budget is £2.97 million. Still just giving us a hell of a lot of money to play with every single season. And we're crowned champions. Yes. Qualifying for the Champions League. We might, with the coefficients, get into a higher stage, actually. Probably like dropping in the second round. That would be nice. That would be nice. All right. I need to go back to the toilet. Cool. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.